Honda India has introduced the new H'ness CB350, its challenger in a segment dominated by the Royal Enfield Classic 350. Let's talk about the design first, and it is clear that the Honda H'ness CB350 is inspired by the old Honda CB motorcycles and oozes that typical retro charm. The round LED headlamp, the way the 15-litre fuel tank is shaped, and the chrome fenders instantly remind you of yesteryear's motorcycles, while the wide-spoke alloy wheels add that touch of modernity to the design. Overall, the looks are one of its strongest USPs. The motorcycle is available in two variants, DLX and DLX Pro. The Pro versions feature dual-tone paint, dual horns, and additional features which we'll get to later. Onto the chassis, and Honda's built this motorcycle completely from the ground up. It employs a new half-duplex cradle frame made of steel. The suspension components are a basic telescopic fork up front and twin hydraulic shock absorbers at the rear. In terms of dimensions, the H'ness CB350 is almost as big as most of the motorcycles in the segment. The wheelbase measures at 1441 mm, while the ground clearance stands at 166 mm, which is the best in the segment. It is also a relatively light motorcycle, tipping the scales at 181 kgs, which is around 14 kilograms lighter than the Royal Enfield Classic 350. Moving on to the heart of the matter, the H'ness is powered by a newly developed air-cooled, fuel-injected single-cylinder engine that produces 21 horsepower at 5,500 rpm and 30 Nm of torque at 3,000 rpm. The long-stroke engine is paired to a 5-speed gearbox. Now, while the power figure is at par with the competition, the torque produced is the best in the segment and peaks quite low in the range. This should translate to strong low and mid-range grunt and effortless rideability. Honda claims to have also taken care of engine vibrations by employing balancer shafts. But the defining aspect about the H'ness CB350 is going to be the way it sounds. And there is no question that Honda used the exhaust note of the Classic 350 as a benchmark. The company's managed to introduce a thumpy exhaust note that sounds uncharacteristic of a Honda. This was achieved by employing a one-chamber structure in the exhaust expansion chamber and a large 45 mm tailpipe. And finally, we move on to the long list of features, and that is surely going to give the competition a headache. Some of the segment first features include slip and assist clutch, LED lights, side stand indicator with engine cutoff, but the features that stand out the most are the Honda selectable torque control, which is sort of like a basic traction control system, and a Honda smartphone voice control system, which allows the rider to pair his phone using Bluetooth and offers Bluetooth telephony, navigation, and a lot more. With so much going on for the new H'ness, the pricing is going to be a key factor in dictating the fate of this Honda. The motorcycle has only been unveiled and the official price will be announced later. However, the company says that the pricing should begin around the Rs 1.9 lakh mark. The motorcycle will be available through Honda Big Wing World dealerships only. A sub 2 lakh price is quite aggressive considering the features on offer, and not to mention the brand value of a Honda. This kind of competitive pricing surely poses a threat to the Royal Enfield Classic 350, Benelli Imperiale 400 and the Jawa 42. For now, let us know what you think about the new H'ness CB350 in the comments below.